Welcome to the GR Rideshare Adventures Podcast. Rideshare infotainment for the new driver, old driver, and everyone in between. Welcome to the GR Rideshare Adventures Podcast. Rideshare infotainment for the new driver, old driver, and everyone in between. Welcome to the GR Rideshare Adventures Podcast. Rideshare infotainment for the new driver, old driver, and everyone in between. Welcome to the GR Rideshare Adventures Podcast. Rideshare infotainment for the new driver, old driver, and everyone in between. Welcome to the GR Rideshare Adventures Podcast. Rideshare infotainment for the new driver, old driver, and everyone in between. Welcome to the GR Rideshare Adventures Podcast. Rideshare infotainment for the new driver, old driver, and everyone in between. Welcome to the GR Rideshare Adventures Podcast. Rideshare infotainment for the new driver, old driver, and everyone in between. Welcome to the GR Rideshare Adventures Podcast. Rideshare infotainment for the new driver, old driver, and everyone in between. Welcome to the GR Rideshare Adventures Podcast. Rideshare infotainment for the new driver, old driver, and everyone in between. Welcome to the GR Rideshare Adventures Podcast. Rideshare infotainment for the new driver, old driver, and everyone in between.
No, 37. Recording? Yes.
Hi guys, welcome to the GR Rideshare Adventures Podcast.
I had to censor you guys getting
Thank
into
you
that.
so much. A big swear word went out before before we went live, so hopefully you didn't hear that. If you did, I don't care. So tonight we have
Be a Patreon and you'll figure out what is that.
Right. Wow. Jesper, you were so loud. My gosh. Can we check the levels on Audacity?
Why'd you just
Ben?
get so loud again, Jesper?
I would just check
I
this.
didn't do it.
I would just check the levels because wow.
That was a little loud.
That was loud. So, of course, me and Jesper and Ben, and then we have Samantha in the house.
Hi there.
So, yeah. If you guys can do us a favor, if you can share the live stream in your local Facebook group. If you're not in a local Facebook group,
join one.
Why not? They can be annoying as hell, but you know.
That's all my Facebook is anymore.
Yeah. Well, my Facebook is just full of tons of Uber and Lyft groups, so I can follow things and it gets annoying. But yeah, please share the live stream. All the links for downloading the podcast are in the description. For Apple or Android or Spotify, all that stuff. So also our links to our Patreon account. Please join if you're interested in that. And what else? What other links we got in there?
The Patreon?
The Patreon, our newsletter, Yeah, the Vantrue camera. You know, I did see if you go to Amazon and click on that Vantrue camera, it says it has a newer one on the bottom. Did you guys notice that? And you go down there, but it's not a dual camera.
Yeah.
No, it's different.
Yeah, it's the one you actually put in your rear view window,
Right.
like to get people in the back. So they got to be coming out with a new one soon. I mean, not that one's bad, but it just seems like it's been out for like 3 years.
And they probably need to add in some wireless capabilities so it can stream to your phone.
Yeah,
like,
that would be
live.
nice.
Yeah. Gabe was like, I don't even know how I would see it. Well,
You plug it into your computer.
right, but he was worried about how did you save it? Well, you hit the double button and it will lock that file in. So like right after he saw that accident, if he would have just double tapped, I can't remember which button, it would have locked it in. So then it wouldn't.
Left one.
Yeah,
The square.
then it wouldn't override the rest of the stuff. So
I've been playing with mine since I got it
yeah.
and have taken a lot of pictures of myself.
Oh really? Whoopsies. All right, so we all drove, even Ben.
Yeah.
Super.
I did.
The note says Ben is not driving. Ben did 2 drive. F off Jason. That's what it says. I said, wait, this note.
Who wrote that?
Ben is not driving has been in there for 3 months. So
I don't think it was quite 3 months. Two
pretty
months.
close.
2
I
months.
think so too.
All right. So I'll give a rundown. I actually had a couple of different things. 2 weekends ago, I took a guy down from Wyoming downtown. Realized he had his keys, left his keys in the car. He never requested them, which was really weird. I'm like, you're not going to be able to go home because he didn't live at the home. He just met his friend there. So I decided I went to his house because I remembered his roughly. I didn't remember. I remember
Creeper.
I know.
Yeah.
Luckily, it was only like my 3rd ride in. So if it was like later in the night, I never would have remembered.
Right.
But I went back to his house. I put his keys on his tire, and then I claimed the $15, and I wrote in the address bar, I left your keys on, and he clearly found them, and then he tipped me $5 the next day.
See,
Yeah.
I would have stabbed the tire first with my knife and then put the key in there.
What kind of business are we trying to run
Right?
here?
Oh, man.
Promoting the tire company, I guess.
Right. What else did I have? I had this really awkward trip to Double J. Not really awkward, but I picked this guy up. He's by himself at the airport. I'm like, no luggage. And he's like, all right, hold on. I got to take a picture of you. A selfie of me and you at the same time. So he literally leaned in his car like this to get me in the picture. I didn't look at the camera. I was like, all right, I'm looking straight forward. And took it, and he's like, oh, yeah. So basically they got to the airport. They needed a 6-seater, and they, for whatever reason, they didn't have it or it broke down. So they rented another car, but then there wasn't a seat for him. I would have just crammed in, but whatever. So he was...
You only do that when you're not a rideshare driver.
Well, right. I mean, this is just a family. I would have been like, let's just cram in there. We're only...
Right?
I mean... I'm not paying for a 90. I mean, it ends up being like a $95 Uber, but so he gets in and then he tells me the story, and he says, well, there was some random woman in the rental place that said to me, I'll take you up to the Double J. I got nothing going on. And his wife's like, no, that's not happening.
Yeah.
So she was so paranoid that he still was going to do it because they left a little bit early, that he needed to take the selfie with me to prove to her that it wasn't that girl that was taking
It was a
him up.
legit ride.
Right. Yeah. So that was really weird. So, and then my last little story, I ended up burning out my alternator. I picked this chick up for a 45-minute bus ride from Gippers. And then
She went from Gippers to Newaggo?
Yeah.
What a
Dang.
weird place to start.
Where did she go?
She went home.
Oh, okay. Very sweet girl from Seattle. All the hotels were booked. Her flight was canceled, and she had some relatives live in Newaggo. So I get on the highway.
Where do they live?
Newaggo.
What, I said Newaggo.
You
No.
said Newaggo.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And so we're driving along, and about halfway there, my lights start to flicker, and my battery light comes on. I'm like, I probably should have canceled and said you need another one. I was like, no way, man. I got to pay for an alternator. So I rolled the dice.
Plus, where is she going to get an Uber at that time?
Well,
And-
this was right around just north of Alpine.
Oh,
Because
okay.
you get off at like M37 and take that all the way north. So she could have got one from there. But I rolled the dice and I just kept on the gas. And of course, I didn't tell her about it. So we get to drop her off. And she starts talking to me while I'm stopped. I'm like, I put it in neutral and was like pushing on the gas.
Ride's over.
I know. I was like, she was so nice too. I would
Right.
have loved to. I mean, she ended up tipping me $10 too on the app, but I was just like, okay, So I ended up driving to the shop and I made it, and it was an alternator, and I just got it back last night. So
good.
that was a Saturday night.
How much did it cost you?
$500.
Always.
Yes.
It's always $500.
I mean, it was just shy of it, but like 480 or something
Basically.
like that.
That's why I don't take my car to the shop. It is always $500.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It used to be like $200, but now everything's $500. So
Yeah.
I know I talked way too much there, but I had a lot going on. So what
I have a
about?
much cheaper mechanic than you. He doesn't charge me $500 for anything.
Yeah, but
You are a woman. That's different for you.
Okay. Jeez.
getting sexist up in this
No.
I mean, I think it's more because, you know, he just runs a cheap shop.
Is it a professional shop? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
I have business
Anyways.
cards in the car if you want them.
Oh, does he want to sponsor the podcast?
Yeah.
I doubt it. And I would need a
He's cheap.
translator to ask him.
Oh,
Awesome.
okay. Well, that's fine. So what about you, Sam? How was your couple of weeks? I know you're. Let's reintroduce you real quick. So you are a regular gig. That's how you make your living right now
Yep.
while you're going to school,
Yep,
right?
different gigs. Yep.
Both flat or both Uber and Lyft, right? Do you do
And
any food
Flex.
delivery?
No.
Okay. How come? Why is that funny?
Because food delivery is usually terrible.
Well, Uber Eats is.
Apparently,
If Gabe does
you and
it.
Gabe are doing fantastic, but I don't know how.
Well,
Especially
know.
Gabe. Gabe does great. He gets lucky. I don't know, man.
yeah, I think a lot of it he only signs on when there's a bonus there.
Okay.
So that kind of, I mean, it's only usually a couple of bucks, but that helps.
It adds up. If
I
you can
mean,
do 2 or 3 an hour for
Yeah.
a couple extra bucks.
Yeah, and it's usually a 3-hour shift, roughly. So, okay, and you do Flex and all that other stuff too. So, you're able to pay your bills with all that.
We get by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get by.
Yeah. We get by.
All right. What about your stories? Stop it, Ben.
What?
The noise on the table.
There's no noise on the table.
You are playing with something. I see it in your hand. Oh, that sounded weird. Oh, he's playing with his keys.
Put it away, Ben. Come on.
Sounds like a dog
We're live
over
here.
there.
That just got weird.
Leave it to you, Jason.
What's up?
Leave it to you to make it weird.
I know, exactly right. I'm just looking at comments real quick. John, looks like John said, report today, Uber Eats is linking up with Starbucks.
That's dangerous. If I can have
Right? No
Starbucks delivered to
kidding.
my house.
I don't know, man. I like my coffee so fresh. I don't think I would want to wait for a coffee unless it was a cold.
Yeah, I always get iced lattes, so.
Did I read somewhere that Mickey D's is changing to DoorDash?
Yes, I don't
Somebody
know.
was
Are
talking
they
about that.
changing or just expanding?
I think it's expanding.
Oh, okay, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah, I saw that too.
that's another DoorDash order I will not go to is McDonald's. What a disaster! I mean, they really need to do something to get that better because it's every McDonald's that I've ever gone to is just same with Taco Bell. I get it. There's a lot of people that go there, especially to the time. You know, the only time I'll ever do a Taco Bell order on Grubhub is if I'm like right in front of it and I get it. Because
Right.
if I have to drive there, I know I'm going to wait in line.
I will only do it if it's my order.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
I'm only going to do it if I'm eating it. Fair enough.
She says the Postmates delivers Starbucks.
But doesn't Postmates deliver technically anything?
Postmates,
I think so.
You can get anything.
Isn't it like that one Joy Run thing?
Yes.
Is Joy Run even a thing anymore?
I don't know. Jinx, buy me a
Jinx.
Coke.
I know Liberty signed up to drive on it. We could ask
I did
her.
too.
Did you?
Yeah, back
Well,
in the day.
I was Joyrun. I was a Joyrunner.
Yeah.
yeah.
I took one trip.
I took 0.
I
I
didn't
took
like the
2.
idea of having to pay for things myself and then get reimbursed.
I didn't even know if I ever got paid.
Do they not have a?
They had like 5 or 6 like big companies
I thought
that
they
were
didn't have a card.
preset.
I can't remember.
No, you had to pay for everything out of pocket and then get
Well, it's
reimbursed.
still an app. I'm gonna re-download it, see if it's in Grand Rapids. But anyways, all right, back to your stories. We didn't even start.
Me?
I hate your laptop, by the way.
I'm
I
sorry.
hate that fan kicking on.
I don't have a lot of stories. It was a really chill 2 weeks. I mean, I went to Holland quite a bit.
Yeah,
Like more than once.
from
Like 5 or 6 times over the
man.
2 weeks.
wow,
Yeah, I just back-to-back Holland trips from the airport.
huh?
Nice.
That's
But,
really good. Sorry,
yeah.
I'm listening. I'm
No,
trying to see
it
if I
was
can
good,
sign into.
but beyond that, I mean,
So
Flex Week was great.
yeah, there was a lot of flex.
That was a good week, but yeah, I've had really tame Uber rides lately.
Well, that's good. I mean, you don't want anything that's too crazy. Gosh, there's so many damn options. No, it comes up as GVSU.
Oh, it's only a GVSU.
That's what
Interesting.
it comes up.
They must have limited it.
Huh.
Out of, I don't know. I took one ride on Uber, and they were talking about using it, joy running something.
Oh, like recently?
No, like
Oh.
ever. Only one person ever talked about it. Like
Yeah, I don't
people
think
don't know
most
what
of
it
Grand
is.
Rapids knew about it.
Well, here's the thing with Joy Run, which wasn't even on the rundown, but let's talk about it. Is that it's great for colleges because basically
Right.
you get 10 orders and you say meet me at the corner of yada yada, and then you just wait there. You don't have to
Yeah.
go up to the doors, which is
There's a
great.
lot of negotiation power with it.
yes,
You can say, I'll do it for this price, will you do it for that price? And you can go back and forth. And
yeah.
yeah.
No, it serves its purpose.
Right.
I think one of the top Joy runners was like on a military base, which is perfect.
Yep.
You know, you
Yep.
run to all the restaurants and pull in and like, all right, I'm here, and they all come down. So
Right.
So my Aunt Kathy just joined us.
yeah.
Kathy!
Oh, okay. I'll try not to make it weird.
I just did that.
I don't think you can help yourself.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
Where's that cabbage? What is that?
I don't know. It's Jesper.
No, it's
No,
me.
it's not me.
Oh, okay.
It's like a foul smell something or other.
All right, Ben. What about you? You finally are driving, not your car.
Yeah.
You stole a car.
So I stole a car to drive with Uber. Actually, I didn't, but that would be a good story. I have been driving my wife's roller skate. It's a Honda Fit. And
Which you can't drive for Lyft
Yeah. it's too
really?
small.
I didn't even
They've
try.
banned them
Wow.
because they're just too small.
Huh. So yeah, I'm driving my wife's 2019 Honda Fit temporarily while my car is out of
Hey,
commission.
weren't we gonna get a video of you trying to get into that car?
I sent a picture of me in the car.
I did see that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
So yeah, no, I've been intentionally staying away from downtown because I just didn't want to deal with it. With the change to the surge structure, it's like, why bother going downtown?
And you haven't driven in a while, so you're like, hey, I might as well try something new.
Yeah, so I signed on in my driveway and I waited for my first ride, and
Yeah, you're gonna have to mute those notifications because
Yeah.
those are gonna come through. I love you too, Andy.
yeah, thanks, thanks, wife. Speaking
Do it again,
of,
Andy.
Yeah, right. So I just
we sidetracked. you.
Yeah, so I just stayed near my house and went wherever the rides took me. I did a lot of country club rides. I did a lot of score rides, and those are the only
Oh,
the
the
score.
Okay.
Those are the only two I'm going to mention because they're right down the street from each other. But I did get several pings in that general area, so it was definitely worth not.
I feel
being
like the
downtown.
score is bumping in the summer on
Oh,
the
yeah.
weekends. They have the volleyball.
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
It's a fun place in the summer.
I've never been there, but
The sand is wonderful. You can just sit with your feet in the sand and have a cocktail. It's
That's pretty
fantastic.
nice.
Yeah,
And
under
it-
a palm tree.
Yeah,
It
they-
looks like a beach.
yeah, they ship those in right for the summer, and then
Yeah.
Then they go to Frederick Meyer Gardens.
Oh, they do. Mm-hmm. Oh, and then bring them back in the summer. Then they just
I don't know if they keep moving them or if they just keep donating them. I don't know.
Oh, interesting. The more you know.
Right.
All right, Jesper, you're up.
Oh, you were gonna. You were. I was
Yeah,
wondering if
you're
you were gonna
last.
forget
As
about
appropriate.
me. Thank you so much, Sam. That's awesome. So I actually had a pretty good weekend. A lot of people, there's a constant bickering in the summer about how you really can't make any money on Uber in the summer. And I think last weekend was a pretty good experience for me that says
Yeah.
that it was not. I mean, that's not the truth. I mean, I made well over $30 an hour. I guess just shy of $30 an hour. But still, in a weekend, I made $525.
That's really good.
And then cash as well. And I drove a total of 20 hours. So with the cash tips and everything, that's how we get closer to almost $30 an hour. But that's, it's certainly not all the time, but it's definitely still possible to make that kind of money. Again, my first of my rides I'll talk about quickly was a trip to Lansing. Really
XL,
cool.
right?
There was an XL from the airport to Lansing, and of course that makes it different. And they tipped me $10 and all.
If you right-click that, or
Anyway, so it was a trip to Lansing. I took a mom and her son back to Lansing where they lived. They had gotten canceled on basically because of all the storms. A shitload of flights got canceled.
That whole
on Friday.
weekend was like that.
And primarily a bunch of flights that was going into Chicago because Chicago was flooded and closed. And so they had that, but they were going to Baghdad. And this the crazy story about this one is they immigrated 6 years ago for safety reasons. I mean, mom was telling me that she didn't know when she sent her kids to school, she didn't know whether or not that kid was going to come back.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's just
it's a life that we can't even imagine.
I know, right? This is the thing. We can't. We can't fathom what it means to live in that kind of society. And so they said her and her husband had worked for a long time on getting to the point where they were able to find, get a sponsor to kind of get in over here, and they did it the legal way, I might say. They actually went through the right way, immigrated, and all that stuff, and we're doing well. And so this was going to be the first time they were home in 6 years, and they were going to stay for a month. And the kind of sad thing about it was, this 14-year-old kid absolutely did not want to go because he wanted to see his family. Absolutely, he did, but he was worried, and he was gonna. I mean, you could see in his face that he was gonna be feeling trapped.
Yeah,
because he couldn't go anywhere, and he was gonna be over there for a month as a 14-year-old, and. When we see over here, and in most 14-year-old Americans, if you get, hey, let's travel a month to Europe, awesome, let's go, man.
Yeah.
Right.
But no,
he knows how terrible it is.
I know
Right.
and still today, it's still so terrible. And it was so sad. But it was really cool. It was a really good trip. And they were both super cool and respectful. So I love that. And yeah. The other trip was not the complete opposite, but it was a lot more fun, if you will. I took a bachelorette party back home. This was my last ride, and I didn't actually show the picture.
Yeah, as soon as you brought that
picture.
Well, I just flaked on it. There's so much stuff that comes in and out of that group.
I of course found a penis.
You found a penis?
Yeah.
It was
dismembered.
What? No.
No, see, it would have been a good joke if you said, I found a penis, and then we all stopped talking for like 7 seconds.
It was one of those little, what are they called?
Plastic? Like a party
No,
confetti thing.
Yeah, confetti. Yeah, penis confetti. Right? It was like in my
It's a
car.
penis popper.
So,
What is going on?
So I picked them up at Rumors. Awesomely cool. It was the last ride. And here's another thing about it. Yes, so the search is not what it used to be. This was it was on a $5.75 pickup.
And this was out Tottenville, right?
Yes.
So
but
that's
it was like
what?
far out in Hartsville. This was a 23-minute ride.
Okay.
And I made, with the tip, I made $86 on that ride alone.
Because the surge increases when you go that far.
Yep.
Well, how much was the tip?
She tipped me 25%. So it was $22 tip.
Oh. Wow.
I know.
That's really good.
And your surge was probably, what, $25?
$25 for the search, $25 for the or something like that, and then the $5.75. Yep. So
I mean, I'm going to label that as a unicorn.
Mm-hmm.
it was close enough.
As far as
Yeah.
we get them anymore, yeah.
So it was close enough. So that was my weekend, and as I said, it's definitely possible.
Yeah, that's a great ride. I'm going to say that's a unicorn.
Yeah.
That was.
Yeah, I love Hudsonville rides when I've got like a $5-6 surge on them because they always go up.
I gotta tell you, I gotta just talk a few minutes about the mom. She was part of the bachelorette party, right?
That's always
And
weird.
she was so drunk. Oh, she was either the mom or the older girlfriend. She was
Okay.
definitely older than the other ones, and she was so drunk. And she sat up right next to me.
Oh,
And every other time she's like, "What was your name again?"
yeah. I feel like we could do a montage of that. Like,
know.
what is your name? What was your name again?
Yeah, what was your name again?
Gosh, I think it
What's
was.
my name again?
I think
It
What's
was my
name
mom did that to
again?
Gabe in the car.
Oh, what? When
we were drunk and he picked us up.
Oh,
and she
boy.
looked at him, "Who are you?" Just to make sure it wasn't the same driver she had earlier in the day that was terrible.
Jeez.
I gotta tell one more thing. That's the funniest thing. So I got my Uber sign that I've been driving now with 6 months of my dad, right? And it has my name on it, right?
Yeah.
I have so many people who ask me, "What's an Uber Jesper?" And I go,
What do you respond?
"Hey, that's my name." "Oh,
Uber Jesper.
what's an Uber Jesper?"
Yeah,
Or
so
is it an
which
Uber
one of
Jesper?
you is going to come pick me up tomorrow night drunk?
What, you? Oh,
Not
boy.
me.
Last day of
I won't be in
classes.
time. I won't be in town. So, anyways, that was my stories. Sorry.
No, that's good. That's funny. I like the confetti penis. That's my favorite. Okay, so I'm going down the list. What is ridelinks.com? Who wrote that in
Okay,
there?
so I wrote that in there, and I want to just talk about it real briefly. Okay, I read an article about it last week, and I didn't even mention it to you guys.
Clearly.
So ridelinks.com is it's right now. It's for commercial drivers only. Okay, so it's a new app, but for limo drivers particularly. But he's trying to get the insurance needed to also do it for all other rideshare drivers. So he's getting there, working on it. But the big benefit is the driver gets to set the price.
Okay.
So that's where he differentiates himself. So you can go out, you can say, it'll be a true auction style. I want to take this ride, $25. Or you get offered a ride. What do you want to pay for it?
How's that going to work for on-demand rides, though?
I don't know. But so you will get offered a ride, and you'll say, you go from here to here. What do you want to pay for it?
Yeah, because when she stumbles out of the bar tomorrow night, she's not going to want to do an auction style. She's just going to... I mean, it would be good maybe for scheduled rides, like, hey, I need to go
Sure.
to the doctor tomorrow at 2.
So I read the article, and I didn't know, the article didn't specify that it was only for limo drivers. So I actually signed up for it. And I was able to.
Okay.
But then as you get into it, very quickly into the process, it says put in your whatever number. And so he called me back. The dude, the owner, whatever, called me back the next day. And we had a pretty good conversation about it because I was, this whole thing. And he's very interested in having more conversation with us because he is looking to add that market, onto it.
So I'm wondering why the F you didn't tell the other
Me
people
or
in
any
the
of us.
business.
Forgot about it until just now. I'm being
Until
honest.
you just type it in for
that
the
sounds like
podcast
possible
itinerary.
sponsorship things.
Well, not yet.
I know, but
Because
I mean,
he's still.
Yeah.
all you got to do is give me a little light, and I get
know.
excited.
I know. Maybe that's why I was quiet. I don't want you too excited.
There you go.
No, but he's a super cool guy. Has had his own very successful limo company for years.
Is he local?
Out of other side of the lake, Wisconsin.
Oh, okay. I didn't know anything came out of Wisconsin anymore.
Cheese.
Oh yeah, other than cheese and the Packers.
So, but no. So again, we'll have some more conversation with him, and we can figure it out. But as I said, right now it's ridelinks.com. For now, it's only for limo drivers. So
Yeah, the insurance thing is always the biggest for all those
Absolutely.
guys.
Absolutely.
So Jesper, did you tell this to Gabe or anybody else?
No,
Okay. Then I don't feel as bad.
I didn't
Well-
tell anybody about it.
Yeah, I mean,
Clearly.
jeez.
But
Just
I-
like you
I-
don't listen to me.
I was surprised when he called me the next day.
I would be shocked too. I'm like, the guy that owns the company is calling you.
Right.
So you told him about us and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Did you ask him to sponsor us?
No, because they're not to that point yet.
We're like having a business meeting here right in the middle of the
Yes,
podcast.
yeah.
Sam's like, can we move on?
Yeah, that's it. Whatever. You do you.
You do you. So no, that sounds good. Do you want to transition to what we talked about earlier since we're talking about new apps?
We can.
Okay.
I think that's okay.
All right. So about a couple of months ago, we were some guy was on the live stream and reached out to us and wanted us to sponsor, or he wanted to sponsor the podcast for a trip.
But he didn't say that in the initial email.
No, he didn't. But we assume. Well, he's got Trip / doTERRA / whatever. So.
Right.
Basically, it come down to it was Trip, and we said no. We kept saying no. We kept saying no, and he kept emailing back, being kind of disrespectful.
Super disrespectful. Not just kind of.
Somebody that's doing sales is Ben. That's what Ben does for a living. It's just like that's a weird approach to trying to sell something on it. I mean, would you?
It was high pressure, and you're going to miss out on everything.
And a few times we said very nicely and very professionally, no, thank you.
Not interested.
So Ben, who usually doesn't fly off the handle, it's me, proceeded to write this email to him.
Would you like me to read it?
Yeah, I was going to bring it up to follow along, but I didn't have it up. But
I've got it. I suppose I can read my fiery email.
Now, mind you, during that time, he was saying you shouldn't call yourself Rideshare Adventures. You should call yourself Uber Lyft Adventures because, we're not doing Trip, so we can't.
Yeah, because, Trip is just so dominant.
And we're not talking about Juno either, but,
I mean, to be fair, if Hop, Skip, Drive or whatever was here, we would be discussing that also. Like, if it was another well-known company like that, we would be discussing
for sure.
We're talking about
if it was in Grand Rapids.
Yeah, and we have briefly talked about Trip, and it's just it feels like a high-pressure, multi-level marketing company, and I'm just not interested.
I think more than anything right now, it's an unproven model, and I think that's to me is what not to say it can't be good in a couple of years, but right now it's not proven.
Well, here's the thing: Juno in New York does amazing. Look how far they've gone. Just New York. It costs a lot of money to do it correctly in other markets, and it's just.
And let's not forget that it didn't. Uber and Lyft didn't succeed overnight.
Oh,
it took them 10 years.
No, I just don't understand the model of a multi-level marketing model. I mean,
either way, we don't have to get into that part.
You want me to read the email?
Yes. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Jason.
No, you're right. You're right.
That wasn't me.
That was me. All right, so to wrap this little segment up, I'm just going to read for you the email I sent back to him after he had been very disrespectful and demeaning to us for not wanting to accept his sponsorship dollars. So here's what I said to him. For the love of God, stop trying to sell us on this. The only coverage you'll get from us is lambasting and roasting on the podcast for refusing to shut the hell up. Go take your holy doTERRA oils and snake oil rideshare app with it and schlep them elsewhere. We are not interested. Won't ever be. Stop wasting your time. If your commitment to Photoshop was as strong as your commitment to harassing us, perhaps we might have believed your screen capture baloney.
You spelled baloney wrong.
No, it didn't.
Yes, you did.
It's how you spell baloney.
Mm-hmm.
I told him that too. He didn't believe me.
Anyways.
Bologna.
It's BOLO. It's not BA.
Look it up now. So we have some screenshots. We weren't able to do it. That's why you saw the timer start at the beginning. Ben was trying to add it, and we're like, whoops, we can't do it while it's live. So we'll post them. It's just kind of funny. But
CC thinks you're petty.
Petty for what?
Petty.
Petty for what?
Email, I think.
Whatever.
Not taking his sponsorship money. I don't know.
Whatever. You should tell him to charge his battery too. That's always my favorite thing when people say that. When you see their battery, I just saw a screenshot and it's like almost down to nothing. But yeah, I mean, I just don't understand the aggressive nature of of selling it. But anyways,
you can be aggressive, but respect a no. I mean, move on.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Gabe says petty too.
I don't care what
tisk,
Gabe
tisk.
I don't care what he says.
Gabe is proud of us, boys.
All right. Wait, Sam, you had something about Cash App driver requests and the Queen of Cash App. Oh, you're talking about
what
the
we
women's
talked about
group.
earlier. Yes, the women's group. So
Yeah,
something you guys haven't seen.
Yeah, clue us
I mean,
in.
I've tried to get in, but
Put a wig on.
So-
say you identify as female. They'll let you in.
Right. So Sam brings a different perspective, obviously being a woman driver, and is in quite a bit of the female groups. And so apparently there's a lot of women in there that are scamming for cash.
Yeah, lots of ladies. Lots of excuses, lots of reasons why
Is that
they have no money.
Is that the national group or is that a local group?
The national group. And the admin actually this week went through and took down 50 or 60 posts about it.
What is the number one complaint in the women's group that maybe
sexual
is
harassment?
Oh, really?
Hands down.
From riders? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You're never going to get away from that.
No.
I feel bad, but what are you going to do?
Yeah, no, it sucks, but it's not
Well,
going
we
to
have a
change
picture
anytime
later
soon.
about somebody about that.
What's up?
We have a picture later of somebody who didn't want to have that sexual harassment.
Okay. I don't remember that
Yeah.
one, but
But basically, on a
Cage.
almost daily basis, somebody will post, "Hey, I need $5-10 for gas so I can go out and Uber today. I'll pay you back later." And they post their Cash App every day, and somebody falls for it every day.
yeah.
But this one girl put a post up basically, in case any of you are ever in need, or I have some money to give out if anybody needs some help, post your Cash App here and I'll send you all some money. So like 500 people put their Cash App up, and then she proceeded to request $10 from every single person that posted their Cash App.
So you think she was just hoping that somebody would do it?
At least 5 or 6 people commented, "I'll send you $5. Here you go."
That's weird.
Right. So a lot of people are like, maybe she's on a hard time. A lot of these women want to believe the best.
Yeah, no, I get it.
So they sent her all this money, and then this one girl posted back like, "What? You put this post up for you to send us money, and now you're requesting money from all of us?"
She just wanted the contact.
She just needed the info to type in.
Oh my gosh.
And so the one girl went back and requested $500 from her, which was declined, of course.
Yeah.
But, the admin went through and took them all down today and put a reminder up that this page is not for requesting money.
Yeah, that is true. Peter said the Cash App scam is going across Facebook too. Kids these days post it on their Facebook all the time. I don't see it, but I don't know. I'm not friends with a lot of younger kids, thankfully.
Maybe
Except for me.
Maybe Peter is.
Peter posted something about bologna sausage.
And he spelled baloney properly.
So
Also
did
called
I.
bologna.
No, you spelled it BAL.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he
Yes,
did.
he did. I'm sorry, but
What?
he did.
It may have been a typo, but he put BAL on that email.
Go
It's
back.
BOL. Bologna. It's baloney. BOL.
So remember when it was highlighted and I said you spelled it wrong? He's like, no, that's how you spell it. I'm like, okay, I'm not shitting on somebody that doesn't like. I'm a terrible speller. I just noticed it was highlighted.
Right.
So see, this is what I do. I'm such a terrible speller sometimes that my spell check on my phone doesn't even get it. So I just do voice to text and then it puts the right word in there for me.
I have a
Sometimes.
dunce cap on. I was wrong, so I've got my dunce cap on.
Wow.
All right.
That was interesting.
This is the longest intro ever. We haven't even got to the news yet. So, all right, now we're to the news. I feel like we need to have like little sound clips, like something for rideshare in the news. I have an app that can do that. I just haven't got to it yet. So, all right, rideshare in the news. First up, Lyft driver takes a pee outside his car with passengers in the car. Hopefully this video plays because it took a dump earlier, but
I can see you doing this, Jason.
Why? He just pees in a bottle in the car. What is he
thank
talking
you.
about?
I'm not a savage. All right.
No, that's pretty disgusting, but
You're just jealous because you can't do it.
that'd be great. But
See, exactly.
I still don't think I could do it in the car.
See, people don't understand.
the risk of getting caught.
No, see, I didn't start doing that when I started rideshare driving. I started doing that when I started working outside in the field. And what am I going to do? Go to the bathroom every time I have to pee? I'm like,
Oh man!
All right, how about we get to
Heaven
the video?
forbid.
I'm just saying. I mean, I bet you, that's going to be our new poll. How many men actually pee in a bottle? And instead of
No,
going,
I want to know how many women pee in a bottle.
well, they do have that little thing where it runs down your leg.
Well, no, they have the ones for campers that you just like hold it up there and it has a little hose and it can
Yeah,
go
but
right
there's
into a
ones you
bottle.
can like put it in your underwear as a woman, like around the yoo-hoo, and then run the hose down.
What?
Run the hose down the leg, and then just put it in a bottle. You could strap a bottle on your ankle like a pistol, and then you just go. Wouldn't that be so weird? You could do it while you were driving passengers. They would never know.
But you'd feel it going down your leg.
Oh, that'd be so weird.
A warm trickle.
A hot trickle down your leg.
How about we play the video?
Okay, play the video.
That's a good idea.
You're probably gonna, yeah. Let's see if it works. Oh, there it goes.
Oh, this is not acceptable. This is not acceptable. Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh, shoot, we're gonna get kicked off YouTube or
Because it ain't no
Facebook.
fucking
Yeah,
way you're
some
pissing. You get out the
language.
car and piss.
No, not
I
because
got
of
somewhere
that.
to go. I'm about to be
It's
late
the
to
music.
work.
Oh.
I gotta be at work at 7:30.
He didn't wash his hands.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, because that's the biggest concern in the middle of nowhere peeing is where are you going to wash your hands?
I honestly feel like this is a complete setup. Like they knew that guy, and they're just being like, "Who would actually do that?"
I don't think so. I think
You think it's real?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's totally real.
Yeah.
Who would actually do that?
Well, apparently that guy.
Well,
Or the guy with the 3.67 rating.
yeah, that guy too.
I don't know where that's from, but was there a driver?
That was
CC.
a story earlier from CC.
She had somebody come into the hub that had a 3.67.
CC, was it a black bald guy? Because then that's your guy.
She said he didn't know where he was from, but it was a country where, yes, they were African, actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah, what's up with that guy? Like, I mean, I understand if you really have to go, you have to go, but end the ride. Tell him you need to get another
Right.
driver or something, but
Or if it's that bad, just tell him, hey, we need to stop at the gas station.
oh my gosh.
Wait, do that, right? I mean, yeah.
Sorry, I was ignoring YouTube. Dustin's on there. I apologize for that.
I'm not on YouTube.
Trip isn't rideshare yet as in not live. Well, hey, Dustin, we have some screenshots to show you, and you're going to be blown away. So I hope you spent your $200 to become a partner. Oh, my gosh, man. That got off the rails. All right. All right, next up. So this next picture is, I want to hear everyone that is online, and maybe you guys, what's the weirdest thing that either someone left or in your car or as a tip, but this next picture is a little wonky. I'll let Ben put it up there. It says, I picked up an older gentleman at the airport who was returning from visiting his family in China. The next day upon cleaning my car, I found some small condom size. I don't know why he described it like that. Foil wrapped food items in the trunk, which fell out of his bag. There are 3 packets of sealed spicy duck giblets. These are obviously a treat he wanted to bring back from China, which probably is not legal. I feel like there's certain things you can't bring back. I feel like duck giblets might be one of them. You know, when you cross the border.
Oh yeah, I know.
I mean, even Canada, you don't want to transfer stuff back and
Oh,
forth.
these things are so processed. There's nothing,
Oh, are they?
There's nothing
Okay.
alive in those things.
He goes, I'm an adventurous eater who likes spicy foods, but these sealed packets were in my trunk for some hours in the summer heat. Not sure if they are intended to be refrigerated, but it does not seem so far from that. Well, I don't even know how to read. Should I try one?
No.
He did try one. I did read the comments, and he said they were kind of weird tasting. But what is anyone else like? I know Ben's weirdest thing he found in his car, but
What's
anyone
that?
The pink penis straw. Oh, you just wanted me to say it, didn't you?
Of course.
Man, I fell right into that one.
Wait. You fell into the penis straw?
Onto, not into.
I'm not even going to touch that.
Okay.
You're not going to touch the pink penis?
Correct.
Okay.
So what, have you guys found anything cuckoo bananas? Like, I mean, that's pretty
No.
common, I guess. Like, you know.
Bachelorette
think
party
that-
stuff,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I found a pack of cigarettes one.
Yeah, I found cigarettes.
Closed.
Any drugs?
Sealed.
Anyone ever find any
No.
drugs?
No.
No, I mean,
Pot.
Last weekend I found a boombox.
a boom box?
Yeah, one of
When
those
you say boombox, we
Well,
think
it's a
like
little
80s.
one. No, but you know,
You
one
mean the
of
Bluetooth speakers?
Yeah, yeah.
That's not a boom box.
It's a
boombox
nice,
is your-
It was
It's
a
a
nice
stereo.
JBL. No, I know, but
Okay, no, you're aging yourself. Don't do that.
I know. Hey, I used to have a boom box. I used to
I
walk.
believe it.
JBL, nice JBL speaker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bluetooth.
Yeah,
Say Bluetooth. It doesn't sound. It's not a boom box.
whatever.
I found a Bose Bluetooth speaker, and
Yeah,
nobody
why-
claimed it.
Why do people? Yeah. Why wouldn't you claim that? Were they?
Maybe they
like,
stole it. I don't know.
Yeah, that could be.
It's mine now.
I got my money back though. Well, I gave it back to him. And he got it, so that was good.
Cece says she had someone leave moldy clothes, shoes. Yeah, I remember that.
Yes,
Yeah,
she was moving
that's
or something.
disgusting. iPhone 7 and $450 in cash. Justin says.
Dang.
Ooh. Wow.
Did you give her the cash back too?
No, he took his fee out.
I found a wallet and a phone.
Yeah,
And
lots
nothing,
of phones.
yeah.
Nothing weird.
Yeah, I've had at least 10
Somebody
phones.
texted me this week thinking they left their AirPods in my car,
I've had
but I
that,
couldn't
like-
find them.
Like the last 3 times I've had someone say that they left something in there and they didn't. I'm like, do you just randomly? I mean, I don't know. I don't understand.
Or they're covering all their bases. It could have been left 4 different places, and they're going to tell everybody.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I guess if you were panicked enough, you would.
Right.
This guy had lost an iPad, and I would be pretty freaking out too. So, so next up is a Uber ride gone wrong. I don't know. It's about a 5-minute clip. So I know 5 minutes is long. I don't ever watch 5-minute YouTube videos either. I know it's annoying. I always click on it. I'm like, nope, I'm not committing to this, but commit to it. I want to see what you guys think of this video because I feel like the driver did some things towards the end that he probably could have done different. That's my opinion. So. Put your damn seatbelt on. Right there, I would have said, can you please put your seatbelt on?
Maybe he asked him and he said,
Oh, now it's getting aggressive. Do you hear that?
Yeah.
I should have cut this out.
Man, what are you doing?
It's like listening to
You're
Palco.
Soho Flats. No, you're not. Don't touch, please. You're fucking. You're going to Soho Flats. You better fucking move.
I'd be so anxious right now. This makes me anxious.
If you're not fucking moving, I swear to God, do what? Get the fuck off me! Get the fuck off me! Get the fuck off me now! Get out of my fucking car! Get out!
Oh, not safe for work.
Get out of my fucking car! Get out! Get the fuck out!
I would have got out of the car right here for one. I would have done my seatbelt.
Get out of my fucking car! I'm gonna choke you out. Get the fuck out!
pull the keys, get out.
Yeah.
Get out! Go!
Stop it, Ben.
You're
Pause
getting
it.
caught out tonight.
No, you go over to
Get the fuck out!
Never mind. You know how to do this. Okay. I would have drove away. So if he would have rolled, he would have rolled. And the guy should have got out of his car and took the keys
Yes.
right then.
Yeah.
So if you ever have this situation, you'll watch the rest of the video. He argues with him for like 3 minutes in that position right there. So
I would have pulled my phone, grabbed my keys, and leave the car.
Right.
Immediately.
all right, Ben, go for it. Sorry.
Go! Go!
Yeah, like right now, I mean, they're just having this Mexican standoff.
Right.
I would have just drove.
You're undercover. Get out! This is.
That guy is so drunk.
But the thing is, though, he's holding on to the car right now,
True.
and
Sit
so
down.
the fact that he didn't drive, he didn't, and the other thing too is he didn't leave.
Hey,
He's in the
calm
middle
down.
of the road right
Calm
now.
down.
I know.
Get out!
So
Calm
he's
down.
still kind of
Get
doing the
out!
right thing.
Calm down.
I would have already called the cops.
Calm
I'd
down.
have been done
You
He
with
did.
it.
Calm
He's
down.
on the phone with the cops.
Is he?
Yeah.
Calm down.
Get out of my fucking car! I'm
You need to
at
calm down.
Cyprus in Armenia.
See?
I'm a Uber. Cyprus in Armenia in the middle of the street. I'm an Uber driver. I've got a passenger that was hitting on me, refusing to get out of the car. And I'm literally in the middle of the street. He's standing outside the car, holding on to the car.
Wearing pink
holding
shorts
on
and
to the
flip
inside
flops.
of it.
Wait.
Pink leg.
Oh, pink
leg.
leg. That must be the
He was hitting
infrared.
on me
Sorry.
in the car, took off the seatbelt and
So
climbed
he's got
over
a
on top of
sunburn.
me, and I pushed him off. Now he's standing outside. No, physically. And now he's standing outside the.
He's still playing music.
He's drunk.
He's drunk.
Yeah.
Really?
Very drunk.
White male,
Nah.
blue short sleeve shirt, dark
Red
shorts.
legs.
Pink legs.
And I'm
Pink
literally
legs.
in the middle lane of of Armenia at Cyprus.
So you risk that guy getting. Oh.
And
No,
now he's walking
right
away.
here, I would have took off. I'd be like,
Right?
peace.
He's going up to other cars now.
Dustin said that this was in his market in Florida.
I'm right here. I'm not exactly sure where to go. I'm not familiar with the area.
Will you show us your tat? Did you see that? He was like,
Looks like there's a gas station across the street. I don't know.
this continues.
Get off my fucking door!
See, this is the problem. Why did you drive off? And then he
Fuck off
gets
me.
out.
No, you're
Fuck off me!
you're
Get off me!
And the keys are still in the ignition. Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Get off me!
again, he's under a tremendous amount of adrenaline right now. I totally get it.
no.
Get the fuck off me!
Hell no, you're going.
You need to get someone here, please.
No, you're coming to jail with me.
Thank you.
Jail buddies.
Hey, come.
Yeah.
You're going
I
to jail
can't say
tonight.
for sure that I would handle it better because it would be freaking me out. But
Yeah, 'cause
I think I would. I would like to think I would have just gotten out of the car and that'd have been done.
I think I would have rolled it with him standing in the doorway. I'm like, that's his problem.
I'm still on
sorry.
the road right now.
I know what you said. He is
understand
doing
what
the
you're
right
saying.
thing.
Yeah.
But I agree though. If you're rolled into the gas, because there's a gas station right next to it, right? So maybe you just roll into the gas station. At least get out of the road. I get
Yeah.
that.
You're going to jail tonight.
You going to jail tonight? I've been that drunk
No,
before.
he's outside the vehicle.
Yeah, why was he staying?
Yeah, I wouldn't stay
Not
and
must I
risk
get my-
further altercation.
Yeah.
That's the end of it.
So Dustin is
Yeah, I'm
saying that
moving
this
now.
is Tampa, and he's saying he deals with this all the time. He says, and he just doesn't post it because it's Tampa is generally a two-party consent state. So not Tampa, sorry, Florida.
Yeah. I like I said earlier, and Jesper was like, "Oh, he's standing in the doorway." I'm like, "Well, he's not in my car anymore, so I'm just gonna slow." I mean,
Not take off, maybe. Like,
I mean, if you
rolled an inch, he would have been like and stepped back.
or I mean, if you really want to have fun, throw it in reverse and hit the gas, and then
I mean, honestly, I'm not sure what I would have done if my original driver, what was his name, Cliff or whatever his name was, Griff.
Griff.
If he would have gotten aggressive towards me like that,
That was a big
He was
dude.
just verbal.
He was a big dude too.
He was a big dude.
Yeah, I mean, you're a big dude too, but
But he also wasn't drunk, so
That's
he
true.
was just aggressive. But he wasn't, he wasn't at least physical with me. So
Yeah, I love it. You're going to jail with me
no,
tonight.
it was more like you're going to jail with me. Now.
Right. I don't even think it was that good, man. So yeah, that was fun. Yeah, I guess the only tip I could give is, gosh, you hate to be an armchair quarterback because you weren't in that situation, and I know you could see he was heavy breathing.
Mm-hmm.
I think he probably handled it very well.
Yeah.
Overall, but I think
I would give him out of a scale of 10. I would give him a 7.
I mean, I think the only three things that I would have done differently is I would have left the car. I would have pulled my keys and I would have left the car, and the rest because then it's just material stuff, right?
Right.
And yeah,
I probably wouldn't have pushed him like that. I probably would have done this.
Yeah.
Good night.
If I had the option of just getting out of the car, I wouldn't have touched him at all. And
Right.
just-
Me too. If
Yeah,
I was
don't touch a passenger.
If I was at a stop, well, he assaulted
I mean,
you.
yeah, to
Yeah.
get him
Different
off of
story.
That's
you,
different.
yes.
Sure.
Yeah, now if you continue to pulverize him, okay,
Right.
then that's a problem. But you have a right to defend yourself. So
Right.
he
But
asked
then,
him.
get out of the car, get out of the situation. And
Yeah, he asked him not to touch him earlier in the video. You hear that, and
Yep.
then I don't know what his deal was. One of those guys that likes to drink and likes to fight.
Yes.
Sounds
Now
like.
Vaughn doesn't bring up. He brings up a good point. He said the dude would not have been in this front seat. Now that's pretty easy for me with the van because 9 out of 10 times I open the middle door. That's it.
Right.
You know, and the front door doesn't even unlock unless I unlock it.
Oh, okay.
So, and I think probably I would encourage the same thing if you've been that drunk. Get in the back, dude.
Oh yeah, especially drunk people. I mean, I keep my bag in my passenger seat unless I see 3 or 4 people coming, and then I move it.
Okay.
But if I only see 2 people, it stays put, and they can sit in the back.
Yeah. I don't really care, but if that guy was going to attack anyways, I'd rather him be next to me than behind me, because then you're not going to see it coming.
Well, that's true.
If you knew it, like hindsight is 20/20. If you knew
Right.
he was going to hit you, I would rather him be next to me than behind me, because then
Yeah.
you wouldn't see
True.
it coming.
True.
Because that guy was already on high alert. As soon as that guy touched him, he's like, "Okay, I need to be ready for this." So,
Yep.
all right.
And the other thing too, of course, that we should mention, if he had a van true camera,
Right.
We would have had a better
we would have
sight.
Well,
better footage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, once the light was on, it was great.
Oh,
but,
absolutely,
But
yeah.
no infrared. So,
Right. Yep. So.
all right. The next, we have a bunch of other pictures in there. They're just kind of funny. I don't know if this is photoshopped or not, but it says Canada was definitely running out of ideas for street names. So it says, and that's his little GPS pin is on that street, next to the other street and this street. I feel like this is photoshopped, but it's still funny. So
It wouldn't surprise me, though, if it was real.
yeah, this is the conversation. Uber guy, where do you live exactly? Me, that street. Uber guy, which street? Me, that street near this street. Uber, wait, which street? Where? Is there any other street near you? Yes, exactly near the other street. Call ended. Me, well, that was rude. So it's just kind of funny. I can't believe that they would name that, but I've seen some weird street names as much as I do lawn care around the community.
Oh, you're
It's
doing
a-
Flex?
It is. It's on Porter's Lake in Canada, that street.
Yeah.
It's on Google Maps.
Oh, did you look it up?
Yeah.
Yep.
The,
Sometimes you just run out of ideas.
the funny thing on Flex is have you been to Lowell where you go to Amazon Drive?
Yes.
That's so hilarious.
Yep.
You're like delivering packages on Amazon Drive.
And it is real. It's right next to this street, and the other street is right across from it.
Somebody with a good sense of humor was naming streets that week.
Well,
Or they were just drunk or tired.
well, they are Canadian, so they've probably been drinking all day.
Do you know how Canada got its name?
No.
Really? Are you ready
gonna
for
be a bad
Are you
joke.
ready
This
for
is
a
going to be such a Ben joke or a dad joke.
So they had the letters from the alphabet in a bag, and they picked them out one by one. And first letter they drew was C. So they go, C, eh? And then they grabbed an N. Oh, N, eh? And then they grabbed a D. Ah, D, eh? Canada!
I'm not laughing at that.
I am.
Anyways, moving on. That was kind of funny, though, actually. So next up, a woman charged $100 for dropping some Skittles in an Uber.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I kind of don't really believe this lady's story because she says that she tried to. Let me look down the article a little bit more.
But did you see the image that the driver submitted?
No, I missed it.
There was literally like a handful of Skittles on the floor. You could have picked it up in a second.
Interesting enough, this is where I was like, the 24-year-old Lydia said she was very respectful to her driver and even claims to have bought him a meal and a drink during the ride home.
Yeah, that I don't know.
But some people are questioning why she didn't pick the candy that. I mean, I don't know. I can't believe Uber paid him. I mean, if it was like a handful of Skittles.
That's the thing that's ridiculous.
Well, Uber blames us for like all the fraud stuff, but Uber,
Right.
why are you paying this cleaning fee?
They gave me $80 for 3 drops of puke.
I mean, that's bodily fluids.
It is.
As soon as you get bodily fluids, I think you should get the max.
Yes, you should.
But
It took 1 Clorox wipe.
right.
I mean, if I was feeling really spiteful and I told you not to open those Skittles and you did it anyways, I might ask Uber for 20.
But see, that's
Out of spite.
that's the problem, though. You can ask Uber for anything.
They don't
but
have to give it to me.
They will give you what they decide.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the problem, right?
It's just I just feel like $80 is ridiculous. I mean, I might eat them off the floor. I love Skittles. I mean, if it's 5 of them, I might not tell anybody, and I might eat those suckers. I mean, as long as they were just dropped there. I mean, that's better than well, no, it's not better than $80.
You
but
have to know how dirty your formats are.
I know.
Oh yeah.
Well, it is in the track.
Well,
Which is dirtier.
Still.
Yeah, I wouldn't eat them in the track. I know. I've seen my track. It's gross. I try to keep a clean car, but the track just collects everything. Yeah, but $80. Some people are bitches. I don't know. The woman is like, oh, I bought him a meal and everything. Why would somebody charge why would you submit a cleaning fee if you bought them a meal? I don't know. She may be telling the truth. Who knows? Either way, she got charged. He got $80.
Right. Well, and let's also, we need to touch base on the fact that it is harder today to do it for both Uber and Lyft.
Yeah.
Because now we have on both apps, right? You have to submit
So that brings
the
up
receipt.
that brings up a good point. Uber's starting to do that now. Now with Lyft, we know you can go buy a $5 cleaning thing from Meijer and get your full money. Is the same apply for Uber?
No, if they are not professional business, like proper memos, Uber rejects it. You can't print one. If you want to print one off yourself, you have to like make it look real.
So that brings up the point. Actually, I think Peter was pretty happy last weekend because he had no more than 2 pukers on one ride. two ladies.
2 in one ride.
2 ladies each fill the bag.
On an Uber run?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And it was just, yeah. And he was like, well, I'm happy I had my bags.
Yeah, those bags. I've used a couple of them too. I had a guy use 2 bags. He gave me $10 each for each bag to cover them. And he took the bag. Well, of course he took the bag.
You better. You're getting charged if you don't take the bag.
Can you imagine if the driver's like, or the driver, the passenger, the rider that throws like, hey, thanks, bro, and like walks away and like, what am I gonna do with this thing? That would be so gross.
I use trash bags. I haven't bought fancy ones, but I had a girl.
Well, they're not fancy by any means.
I had a girl use one, and she walked out, and she had tied it up, and it looked like there was a grapefruit at the bottom of it.
I mean, what? Isn't that do you ever, like, if you're ever at that point and you're puking like that, you're like, what is wrong with my life? Like, what am I doing with myself? I mean, even though you're probably having a good time and it doesn't happen very often, you just have that feeling when you're throwing up, like, I hate my life right now. This is the worst decision ever.
So I'm definitely, I always have at least 2 bags in each seat. I have my seat bag, seat
and
pockets,
back to that Skittles one. She did tweet at Skittles, and they said it's always polite to leave your driver a few Skittles for their next trip. And then of course she tweeted back and asked if she could get Skittles. I'm like, whatever. This girl, I don't know. I mean, she is kind of cute, but I'm just saying.
That's so on topic.
I mean, I'm just saying it's not off topic.
Sam. Hey Sam, are you like telling secrets here or what? You switched to the other platform.
What happened?
The one time I had a guy spill like fruit punch in my back seat.
Ooh.
And I cleaned it up myself. I got a $20 fee for it, but I was like, if I turn this back on right now, they're gonna think it wasn't a big deal. So I had been on Uber at the time, so I just slipped over to Lyft and kept going.
Yeah. Oh, I've done that before too.
We used to say you got to stay offline for at least an hour.
Yeah, when I first started, because they're like, if you clean it up that fast, why would you get your money?
Exactly.
But
if it doesn't hinder your ability to work.
Even today, I would still do that because I was like, if I'm getting $150, I'm not gonna risk losing it until it gets in my account.
Right.
I got there was one time back when I was still driving for Uber in my Mazda. I got one time where I got the full $250 when it was that high.
Oh, remember the good old days.
Well, but here's the thing, though. That was the one time I thought that almost wasn't enough because holy smokes, it was nasty.
Smokes.
It was all. Oh, I almost said something else. It was all over. It's all the cracks in the back seat.
Oh.
It was like.
My first puker was my first week of driving.
Oh my word!
And it was on Lyft, and there was a full 200 they gave me.
Okay.
Which I got in like 45 minutes. It was so bad.
Oh,
I picked a girl up from a Mustard Plug concert, and it was not even 11 p.m.
Well, there's your problem right there.
I know, the Mustard Plug concert.
There's nothing worse than all those Uber groups when you wake up in the morning, you're drinking your coffee, and you're like, somebody posted up your picture.
I know.
Not in our group.
It's so
this,
gross.
This one here, I picked them up at the at the score, and he literally had been in my car for like 10 seconds, okay? And then...
Yeah. Well, this girl passed out. We were halfway to her house, and she woke up vomiting. Yeah.
All right. Enough puke talk. Let's move on. The next one is like the craziest picture. I mean, I kind of like her ingenuity. No, is that the right word?
Yeah.
Good work.
Ingenuity's right.
Thank you, Ben.
Yeah.
When Ben compliments me on words, I just get it.
Would you like a gyro for a prize?
Oh, and then JFK. So it says, I don't care what they say. I just want to work and be home safe every day. Got more compliments from most of my riders than haters. That's bullshit, because every rider would be like, okay.
Yeah. There's people I think would not get in my car because they would be afraid of getting trapped in my car.
Right. So basically she put like a cop thing around. Although it doesn't go all the way around. If you look at that one picture.
If you really wanted in there, you could get in.
My question on that one is, how does she fit 4 passengers?
She just has to be willing to let one up front when there is one, which
Well,
again
yeah.
eliminates the
Well,
point.
yeah, but then there's
eliminate.
no point to it
Right.
at all.
Yeah, I don't know. One of the comments I saved on the picture, if you wanted to drive a cop car, why didn't you become a police officer? Yeah. So.
Well, that
It's
probably,
possible
Probably
that-
took a little bit more schooling than she might have.
Right.
It's entirely possible though if she ever drives up to a group and there's more than 3 people, she just cancels the ride.
Yeah, that's possible. I mean, she's got her Kleenex in there, so good for her. I mean, good for her for, doing what she's doing.
You don't know. Maybe where she drives, that's kind of a good thing to have.
Yeah, I mean, if you're southeast side Chicago, so.
Doesn't stop bullets.
Yeah, I know it does.
What was that?
Doesn't stop bullets.
That's true. True, yeah, and it doesn't stop pepper spray or anything like that. I mean,
But
Or a well-aimed taser.
But it,
Yeah.
it probably keeps the hands away, right?
Yes.
And I think, that kind of stuff.
Yes.
well, I mean, I'd be interested if you posted that picture in the women's group, like did a poll,
saw it.
a poll on that, and to be like, how many of y'all would do this if you had this
And
opportunity?
I'll put one up.
I was just curious.
I know I've seen the picture on the women's
Oh,
group,
really?
and a lot of people were happy with it.
Yeah, interesting.
I took a lady to Rockford once, and she was asking me all kinds of questions about because she wanted to start driving. And same thing, her concern was that she was looking into whether or not you could make like I think she called it a booth out of plexiglass and put that in her car.
Yeah, I mean,
and
essentially,
just around her.
right.
And like, guess
Yeah,
you
like in the
can,
front too.
yeah.
That would be so weird. Enjoy your airbags when they go off, or something to that
Yeah.
effect.
But it's like, I actually said maybe that's not.
I mean, is it really worth the extra money if you're that concerned? I mean,
Right.
there is always a risk. I mean,
Yes.
but as many Uber rides that Uber completes on a daily basis,
Right.
compared
It's
to
a
the
small
money,
risk.
it's less than probably 0.1%.
Especially, I mean, here in Grand Rapids.
I was gonna say, I think our market is very lame, if you will. Not just quiet.
No,
Well,
they're
lame is
not-
the
they're not
right
crazy,
word, right?
yeah.
No, it's quiet.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a little bit of a rough summer, but it's all been gang violence. It hasn't really had anything to do
Right.
with riders and stuff like that. So, the next article is just about, there's no picture or anything. This has actually happened in Kalamazoo. A driver on Lyft fell asleep at the wheel going 70 miles per hour. And
That one's great, and that was in our market, right?
yep, in
That's
Kalamazoo.
so crazy.
They cited him for careless driving. They were both wearing seatbelts, but the driver reported to the police officer that he had been awake for 24 hours before he drove. So, guys, you've got to get your sleep. I mean,
Talking to you, Gabe.
I feel like if Gabe was being unsafe, though,
No, he knows
would-
better.
Yeah, Gabe sleeps. He just takes. It's the weirdest times. It's just like a random 2 to 6 sleep in the PM, and then he's up all night, and then
It's like 2 hours in the morning.
yeah.
It was
But-
just not to
no, jump right in.
correct you, but it was on 68th Street in Kent County that the
Oh,
accident
my
happened.
bad.
She's from Portage.
Oh yeah, I missed that.
But,
yeah.
it was
Reading's
pretty,
hard.
Pretty close to Grand Rapids.
Yeah, I really only saw the article. I didn't.
Is it a driver on the page?
No, I looked him up. He's nowhere to be found.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
He's
mean-
not on Facebook.
No, and so at least I wasn't able to find. My guess is he probably moved himself because I'm sure he got a lot of hate, and you gotta get your sleep. You just gotta get your sleep. It's just.
Oh yeah, Saturday night I went out. I was ready to go. I was gonna drive for like 4 hours, call it good. I was in the car for an hour and a half, and I'm like, nope, and went home.
Well, and the thing is, right now is he's opened himself up for a lawsuit, right? Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and I'm almost saying she rightfully should sue him because he did a bad.
Yeah.
But it's not like I can't understand him if he's if he's hurting for money and he needs to drive and all that stuff. But you just cannot take those risks.
Yeah, I think we all feel like we're fine, and then for whatever reason is when you get behind a car. If
you get tired instantly.
Yeah, if it's not busy, like if I'm not getting ride after ride and I'm tired, I'm screwed.
Or if nobody will talk to me.
Oh.
I went to Holland twice in one night. The one dude slept the whole way, and the other guy did not want to talk to me.
I hate that.
It was like 3 hours of silence.
CC, yes, he got deactivated. But yeah, my trip to Chicago, same thing. He slept all the way to Chicago, right?
No.
2 a.m. in the morning. I had cranked up the music, but he was still out.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
You gotta make it nice and cold, turn the music up.
This is where I have my earbuds in, and I'll just listen to podcasts or music. If they're not going to talk, I mean, I always keep one out so I can hear them, but I just crank that up and be, but no kidding. If they don't talk, it's touch and go there.
Yeah.
Even during the day.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's
Like,
just as bad.
Even daytime driving.
There's one night where I went home after this, but I was driving this lady to work. It's 12:30 in the morning. We're going along. It was like a 25-minute ride.
Yeah.
And I'm just following the map, and when we get there, for some reason, in my mind, I was there to pick someone up, and she moved in the back, scared the piss out of me.
That's the best.
So you
Forgot
were
she was
so
back
man.
there. I was so tired. I forgot she was back
Did you make an
there.
audible noise or not? Just probably like,
She gave me a 1-star and left a comment.
What? No.
Well, she was mostly mad that I took the long way to get there, which I just followed the navigation.
Yeah.
But it she scared the crap out of me. It's like, okay, it's done. I'm going home.
Wow.
Clearly, I am not prepared for this tonight.
That's a great story. Oh my gosh.
On YouTube, Foxy Lee says that, how about the man who grabbed the wheel of the driver and wouldn't let go?
I think that was in the last year.
Yeah, maybe. I don't
We may have
recall the
not
story.
talked
Mom
about
had
it.
one of those.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he grabbed the steering wheel a couple of times. He grabbed the keys and tried to yank them out of the ignition. This is during the day.
Wow.
And
Who grabs the steering wheel knowing that you could die too?
Well, he was mentally handicapped. She had
Okay.
picked him up from an adult foster care.
Okay.
And for some reason, they couldn't send a counselor with him or anything. They just sent him by himself.
Oh, man.
And then he wouldn't get out of the car. So she got to the destination. He wouldn't get out. She went in to the business where she was dropping him off.
Yeah.
And told them, you need to come get your friend and get him out of my car.
Wow. I've actually taken a bunch of, I guess it would be adult foster people, but they're.
Was it downtown?
Yeah.
I had the same.
It was an
group, I think.
XL, and it was just, come on, Frank, get in the car. What are you, I mean, they're all developmentally disabled, but it was just hilarious to me because it was just like everything like we would do, but they was
A little extra.
a little extra, and it was just hilarious.
I'm sure I had the same group.
It was a short trip.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, I died laughing. I could not get over how much they were
I
yelling
had a
at each
group
other.
of 3, and I kind of wonder if it was part of the same group.
Yeah, they go. I can't remember. I don't even remember where I picked them
we
up.
didn't
Took
go
them
far.
home.
Did you pick him up close to Michigan and Fuller?
Yep,
No.
I did.
Yeah, Jasper, I've driven that same crew.
Okay.
That was my very first XL ride. Very first. That's how I started.
Welcome to rideshare.
Yeah. I went to the hub and I got activated for my XL, turned it on, and immediately got a ping over by Michigan and Fuller.
Probably because everybody else in the city said, nope, I don't want to do this again.
And off I went, and
Actually, I
Yep.
didn't think they were that bad. I would
they were
think them
very
No,
friendly.
They were. They
Some
were.
people, though, will 1-star anybody for any reason.
Right. No, mine was over by like Franklin and somewhere over there, like Hood.
That's
Oh,
where
yeah.
I took them.
Yeah, that's where I took them, too.
I picked them up.
Oh.
They work over at Fuller in Michigan.
Okay.
And then
so maybe it was the same group. So you brought them to Franklin area.
Yep,
okay.
Yep. It was
They're funny.
it was a good group though. I mean, they had fun.
Yeah. Like I said, they were just,
There's
development.
no filter. They just say whatever's on their mind.
That's
Yeah.
exactly it. There's no filter.
I did forget a couple weeks ago I saw a guy peeing on the side of the road at Division
Oh,
in
gosh.
Leonard and Plainfield.
I mean, that's pretty common. I mean, it wasn't me because I
It was
used
the
a
middle
bottle.
of the day though. Like it wasn't even nighttime. He wasn't behind anything.
I wish I had that. I wish I could just be like, whatever.
So
Don't care what people think.
how much? What do you think it's gonna take for us to get a porta john out by the airport?
Detroit has that. Detroit Lyft actually puts them out there. I talked to a couple of the old cooters at the
It's kinda
airport.
nice to have a porta john out.
Oh man, I
No,
tell you
I would
what.
never use it. I will always
Really?
leave. They're gross, and you don't have to sit for everything.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't go in it either.
You
'cause
don't have to sit either. You could just kind of.
you can hover.
Yeah.
Hover.
Well, funny that you
I
bring
don't
up.
need to work out. I'm trying to pee.
I need to work on my core. The Detroit ones actually got taken out of there just because what you said of being disgusting. People were wiping S on the walls. I'm like, you are grown adults. Can't you just use the toilet like a normal person? You go poo poo, pee pee, wipe. You're done. Whatever. Why is there poop on the wall? I mean, so they took them away, but then they ended up bringing them back.
Other people probably use them. That's the problem, right?
Well, who's wiping poop
Again,
on the wall?
it doesn't matter who you are. You should know how to use the bathroom.
Yeah, unless it's like not a kid. It's $100 a month. What does that mean?
Justin says
For
the
a porta
porta john
potty.
is $100 a month.
Should we sponsor it?
Justin,
He's covered
GRI
it. He's
just
covered
sponsored
it.
Yes. Let's
Yeah,
try
if
to
you
get.
guys get a whole bunch of Patreons, just pay to put a porta potty in.
I would love to
put
do
like
that.
$1 charge on it.
I wouldn't mind doing that at all.
That
But
would
we-
be
we
funny.
need- We need to get a little bit more Patreons. Maybe
Yeah.
that's a benefit of a Patreon.
You get to use our
Use
toilet.
it with the porta potty. at
We'll
the
put a
airport.
code. We'll put
We're
a
giving
code
the
on.
Yeah.
code to the porta john. Porta john.
That is so funny.
I mean, you could put a code on it or like a quarter thing,
And
then
Justin
people
will-
could put a couple quarters in to use the bathroom.
Right.
There you go.
Like a vending machine.
They probably have those.
They
They
probably
do. I'm sure they do.
And
They-
Justin will clean it for us.
Oh. Oh, he didn't offer
No,
that.
that's what the $100 go for. Someone to come empty it, man.
So here's the problem with that. The airport would never let us do it.
No.
They might let us.
Why not?
I don't know.
Somebody needs to ask.
Yeah, that's true.
They would want to cut if
I
you were
don't
going to
think so.
charge.
Who cares?
I don't think so.
I don't give them all the money. I don't care as long as it pays for itself.
But honestly, I wouldn't use it myself because I got a bottle. And I'm not going to take a dump in there unless it's like an emergency. This podcast goes to poop every time or pee. Like, it never makes it through the 90 minutes without poop or pee talk.
Justin says they have locks.
Vaughn.
Justin, you know an awful lot about porta johns.
Yeah. Porta John expert.
I mean, there have been times where like I've been stuck on the highway for an extended period of time, and you go by construction and you see 4 or 5 of them in a row, and I'm like, I could, I won't,
So
but I could.
here's my rule on that. When I'm out and about in neighborhoods that are building and I see one of those, as long as they're not working there at the building, I'll use it. Just because it's
I will
theirs.
always find a McDonald's.
No, I'll use it if no one's building. If there are no construction workers at the house or wherever, I will use it. But I just feel bad if they're there. I'm like, that's their toilet.
Yes.
I'm some random dude,
Yeah.
But of course, if they're not there, I'm going to use it. All right, let's move on. Next one, my driver had an animal in their vehicle. There's a picture for that. Since all drivers... Oh, so this is a response. Now, tell me if this is photo or Photoshop, because the last Uber picture we put up that had the spelling arrows, you guys said it was Photoshop. So, since all drivers who use the Uber app are independent contractors, they are allowed to travel with a pet or service animal. So what? I can bring Brutus with me, and that's not a violation?
I'm assuming as long as you still have your seats available, yeah.
Drivers are also expected to operate vehicles safely at all times. If you let the animal that was present cause a safety concern, please let us know. I mean, that's kind of cool.
I mean, I know a driver who drives downtown. He always has his pet with him. And,
Really?
Yeah, and he has lots of cool stories about it because most of the time that pet sits in his lap.
Which is dangerous.
It is dangerous.
I hate when I
Yes.
see that. That dog's going to freak out. Or
I mean, I can see women having like a purse that has a dog in it,
Right.
like a carrier purse, and
drives,
carrying that.
He drives with that dog
All the
on a
time.
motorcycle. He has it's the coolest thing.
I'm not okay with that.
But he has a harness for it. the real harness.
Oh yeah, that he can't fall
yeah,
off it.
Yeah, it doesn't fall anywhere.
But I'm more worried about a wipeout on a motorcycle than a car
True.
crash.
Okay.
True.
And that dog
There
is
is that.
toast.
There is that.
David-
But it's still the coolest thing, though.
David said, so this is where we find out about the best places to use the bathroom.
Wasn't there a question about that on Facebook?
So
There is, and I feel like there's a couple apps out there that actually do that. We should build an app, Jesper.
No, we're not building that.
Damn it.
But exactly, the best place to use the bathroom in Grand Rapids right now is where? Johnny's on
Michigan and Fuller.
Michigan and Fuller.
All the Johnnies are good. The one in Granville's
Yes.
good. The one out in
But
Caledonia.
the one in Michigan and Fuller is always clean.
Yeah, I
Actually, I went there once and it was not clean, but I told the morning manager, and she was very upset that it was dirty that night before.
Maybe that's why it's always clean. I don't know.
I tell you what though, I applaud a business owner that takes care of that, because I mean I don't care if gas is 20 cents more expensive
no.
than the Speedway. I'm going to Johnny's, because even if I'm not going to use the bathroom, the store is clean. It's well lit.
And you know what else? There's often cops there.
Yes,
There's-
they don't go to Speedway.
No, they go in there. It's just and it's cool to be able to meet them as well and kind of wish them a
Yeah.
good night. And
Yep.
it's
No,
nice.
it's a
I don't
good.
talk to cops.
Oh,
But that's a different story though, right?
Peter says Anna Monroe is good too. Yeah, we know every morning, Peter. You go to Anna Monroe.
Yes.
You tell us where you go to go get your coffee. But no,
that's-
that one's good too.
Really though, if you are like out of town a little bit and you can find a truck stop gas station like one of those Pilots, those are the Pilots are immaculate.
I'm calling bullshit because I would never go to a truck stop.
They're Pilot gas stations, one in Ionia and one in Hudsonville or the Hamilton. They're spotless.
Yeah, I've never been to it.
Absolutely
But
spotless.
that's the other reason for that though is people shower there all the
Yes,
time.
they have showers, they have laundry facilities,
Yeah.
they have everything,
I mean-
and they're spotless.
Well, and let's not forget that a big part of their business is truck drivers. And
Right.
If it gets around that they're not clean,
That's true.
truck drivers stop driving. They're just,
They got cots for lot lizards. Yeah. So,
I mean, yeah, no.
anyways, moving on. I would love to bring Brutus, but he farts all the time. So I think I would probably.
Between you and him, it's just
Yeah.
too much.
Yeah, I think we continue to get one star.
I love the. Sorry, man. It's the dog.
Yeah. I'd still get a bunch of 1 stars. Oh my gosh. Okay. What else we got next? We're getting there. Oh, this Uber glitch. I feel like they just moved the decimal point over. So a bunch of people got charged. I think this was from one of our fans, Keith. I don't remember his last name. Ben posted this. But the charges were like, it should have been $1,308, and they charged her $1,300 or $1,308, $1,308.
There you go. Good job.
And same, there was another one that says $1,905, and they charged her $1,905, but $1,905. So I'm like, what, did they just forget to put the decimal in
Yeah,
there?
or somebody assumed it would autofill, so they just typed,
Yeah.
and then it didn't.
Who assumes that it's only someone's money? I don't even know. Like, I feel like if I had a $1,900 Uber charge, it would probably bounce.
No, but
Or
I
a
would
13
hope so.
Yeah.
but the problem is this was Uber's mistake. It wasn't their mistake.
Correct. Yeah, it's Uber's
But
mistake.
Uber don't manually put in the
Right.
number.
I think she
mean,
was just making a joke.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry about
No,
that.
it should.
But-
It's all automated. Yeah.
exactly.
But how did it happen?
Right.
And clearly, there's a decimal missing.
they opened up. They came out and said that there was a mistake. I don't know how it happened, but they did own up to it and they fixed it.
Well, yeah, but
Somebody was charged $10,000, $9,900.
really?
Yep.
Wow.
So it must have already been like $100 ride.
Right. Exactly. Yep.
Oh yeah, it was a 96.72.
Did you not read the articles yet?
I did.
Burn.
I was
His
getting
laugh was the funniest part of that.
I was getting to the bottom, you a-holes. Anyways, screw Uber. They have problems with
Gruber.
Screwber.
Please stop
Screwbird.
saying that. I don't know the guy's name that
It's
says
Timothy
Yeah.
Burns.
Burns.
I
All
kind
the
of
time.
I actually kind of like it. It's kind of funny. I wish I would have thought of it. Screwbird again. I don't know. It's good. All right.
He's a writer, man. He's got it.
Is he a writer?
He's a professional writer.
Oh, I didn't know that. All right. Next up, this is kind of funny. Someone, I don't know, Ben posted this, but it
Yeah, I
says,
saw that.
I vacuum my Uber car 4 times a year and wash once every 2 months. Is that too often? Asking for a friend. Although I feel like him asking for a friend, that's a joke, meaning like we know that this is, you know what I mean? But I feel like that is too much for some, or some people don't even do that much.
Right.
But 4 times a year, my car would be trashed.
Oh yeah.
I think that's what my wife does for our van.
I wash and vacuum my van every time I go out.
Well, I wash it. I don't vacuum it every time.
I vacuum probably every other day.
I do it about, well, you go
Well, you
out
drive
daily.
every day.
Yeah,
Right,
I
between Amazon and Uber, yeah, I'm
I-
out almost every day.
right.
Do you guys have shop vacs, or you pay quarters to vacuum?
No, you get free
Or
vacuums at
Mister.
Mister.
Oh yeah.
Vacuums at my
Well,
car wash as
the
well.
Mister on 28th, you don't.
I go to the other one on 28th.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
Closer to Kalamazoo.
See,
Mm-hmm.
I use the Walker car wash. That was a free.
I mean,
I used to.
yeah, and then you had to break up with them. It took you 6 months. You can go to Tommy's. They have free
Yeah,
ones
they do.
too. You don't have to be a member.
But then I
there.
have to go all the way to Cranville. For me, that's a hike.
But see, Walker car wash is just a locally owned, nice car wash, awesome people.
Yeah, Ben quit him.
I don't know why he did that either.
He just is never around there.
Anyways,
No, if I don't need to vacuum, I'll go to the other Misters because they hand dry your car and it
Yeah,
looks
I like
nicer.
that one.
But
Sorry, the Walker car wash is like a private story. No one gets it but Ben and I.
that's okay.
All right. So vacuum a car more than
yes.
twice a
times a
month
year.
or 4 times a year. Okay, this is crazy. So that AB5 Uber Lyft rally, frickin' now it's kind of clickbait if you read it. You thought Uber and Lyft paid them, but it was actually the coalition
Right.
that paid them the $100. But Uber and Lyft are part of that coalition.
Yes.
What is it called? Whatever, something for the union or whatever it is. But they basically paid them up to $100 to protest that bill. Does anyone? I have not really been paying attention to that because it's stupid. But has anyone seen anything?
Yeah, they talk about it on the ladies' page. There's a few California drivers on there that talk about it regularly.
But I mean, what is the status of the bill? Is it still?
It has not passed yet. It hasn't gone to the floor. It goes to the floor in September, I think.
Yeah. I mean, we're all, we don't have to reiterate this. We all think it's dumb.
Yeah.
We all want to be independent contractors. We
Right.
don't. I mean,
Yes.
what do they think they're going to do? I mean, it would bankrupt the company. It won't work.
There are drivers right now, though, who live in California, who had not heard of it until just recently. And they're like, oh, no. Yeah, oh, no.
Right.
You should have been paying attention this whole time.
Because the problem is if Uber and Lyft pull out, which I can't imagine they would, the entire state. I mean,
No,
but,
I just see them cutting their driver force,
Yep.
cutting everyone's hours. They're all going to be part-time. They're all going to have to pre-schedule when
Yep.
they're going to drive, and they're going to get paid minimum wage.
Yep, I mean, although even with that, how could they afford benefits and?
Well, that's why they'll all be part-time.
Oh, that's true.
They won't be paying
part-time.
benefits.
Yeah.
Well, exactly. They won't get enough hours.
Right. Yeah, if everybody's cut to 24 hours, you get, 6 4-hour shifts a week, and you are done.
Yeah, that's whatever. You guys are stupid. I mean, why do you want to have?
I mean, we could be wrong, but
$8.75 an hour.
yeah, I mean,
$12.50 in California.
Oh, okay. Well, 12.
But again, when you're
But
looking
still.
at California standards of living, $12.50 an hour.
yeah, you're living in a cardboard box. So,
Yeah.
if you guys support that, I mean, I'm not gonna S on you. It's just it seems kind of counterproductive to what the rideshare gig economy is.
The only
so.
people I've seen who are for it are people who are already physically disabled in some way, and that's why they drive for Uber, and they
Right.
want disability benefits.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah.
To which I suggested purchase your own through Aflac, and I did not get a response.
That's funny. I don't know why that's funny. I suggested this and I did not get a response. It was just matter of fact. It's funny. All right. So, yeah, I'm not even going to do the A.
I'm sorry. I was
You touched it once and then you kept touching it. I ignored it the first time and then I had to give you the dad look. Real quick before I jump into tip time, it says New York says no ads in the back of Uber and Lyft cars. Again, this is some sort of taxi because it didn't say the taxis couldn't have it because if you go into a New York taxi, it's just full of
They
ads.
have Texas
it-
TV.
What's up?
taxi TV.
Right, but it's the same. I mean, they're basically saying you can't use like Octopus or no, Octopus doesn't have ads.
But the difference is
no, it does have
you
ads.
have to be able to stop them.
What do you mean?
If the driver and the passenger can stop the ad, which you can stop taxi TV,
Okay.
then you can have them.
Okay.
Okay.
That's what it says in the article?
So
Yeah,
you
I see, I
can't
read that
force
one, too.
people
Son
to
of a
read it.
bitch.
I guess I probably could have looked at them when you sent them to me.
Yeah, I did
Whoops.
give you one day ahead. Vugo is one of the ads that is a big one, and then again Octopus too, but they're pretty small compared to Vugo. But I don't know. I feel like it's just the taxi. Good job, Jesper, reading those articles. Usually it's me that reads them, and yet you don't read them. I'm actually proud of you.
Okay, so based from what Gabe just said, I really feel like Uber may have limited their long trip notifications to 60 plus. They used to do 45, and I think they've stopped.
Yeah, because
Nobody's gotten a 45 notification from Uber in a while.
Right.
was mine to Nuevo was 45 minutes.
And it told you?
Yes, it was an Uber. I couldn't run Lyft
Yeah.
because that's right. Lyft kicked me off the platform for 4 days while they did a background check, which is so stupid. But yeah, it was 45-minute plus.
Oh, you're
see,
back on?
But he just said it was actually Lyft, so.
Not for me.
No, but Gabe.
Oh, I think it's random. I honestly think
my Lansing notice gave me 60 minutes plus.
See, my Lansing said 30 plus, and it was a 59-minute ride.
Yeah, I wish they just wait. Wasn't Uber gonna start saying exactly the time? I
If
read
you
that
have
somewhere.
Pro.
But isn't that that's the new? Uber,
It's
that's
one of
the
your
Pro.
rewards is that
Okay.
you get to see how long the trip is and what direction. On Lyft, you just have to have a 90% acceptance rating, and you get it automatically.
Yeah, I get it the first 2 rides of the week, and then it goes away.
Exactly.
Oh, this is a great feature. Oh, never mind. I'm not taking that ride.
It's not that great of a feature.
I gave up. I tried maintaining it for like 3 days, and then I got the same person 20 minutes away 3 times in a row, and it tanked it.
Honestly, when I am full-time driving, I can do pretty well. I usually just exclusively drive Lyft because I usually get the rides. But you're right. If they're 20 minutes away, I wouldn't take it.
Right, and you're always you're the nearest driver, so they send you the same request over and over if you don't shut it off.
Yeah.
It's really far away.
Yeah. I'm interested how that'll work this fall when I go back to full-time. But back to the notification. I think when they started doing that, it's always been hit and miss. I don't think it's ever been. I've had several times where it's not worked. So.
Well, there's always going to be some times where it's the passenger who changes the address, right? After. But it's not.
And there's some
not that
nitpicky
often.
things where it should be a 40-minute ride, but because of traffic, it's actually 47.
Or they don't put a Southwest, and it kind of throws the algorithm off a little bit, and it's like, I think it's no. It's
One
not.
of my Holland trips didn't warn me.
Well, I actually had a trip Friday to Mona Shores, and that didn't warn me either. So,
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a.
Didn't
That's
say
over
long-
an hour.
Didn't say long ride. No.
Is that North Muskegon?
It's Norton Shores, basically. It's just a
That's-
small
I don't
part.
think it's an hour. I bet it's
It took
45.
me an hour
was
7 to get to
Where you
Norton.
drive
It was
20 miles an hour.
56 minutes.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
still.
My bad.
Jesper speeds though.
Not anymore.
I'd hope not.
All right, this tip time is for Gabe. So this is not from me. This is from Ben. So Gabe, I love you. Always check your dash cam before you go out on the road. Make sure it's plugged in and works. Please make sure you format your card once in a while. Van True actually recommends once a week.
You said every other week.
Oh, okay.
I just read the instructions. That's the only reason I know.
No, you could be right.
Yeah.
I thought I read, once a week, but whatever. Once a month, once a week.
Gabe got it.
You got the joke?
Yep.
But it's still a good idea. He called you an ass.
It's not me.
It was me, Gabe. It was my idea.
Yeah, because I always ask these guys and for a tip, like, hey, I need a tip for the podcast. I usually put everything else together. I didn't think he was serious, but then
Well, I put
Jesper's
it in.
like,
I put it in.
yeah, I know. Yeah,
Who
so
cares?
so format that memory card. I mean, you can do the format on the camera, but I don't know what the difference between doing it on the computer or the camera is.
It really
I
isn't.
I always do it on the camera.
Yeah.
My computer, Windows, will not do a 128 gigabyte unless you download a separate program.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
it
it
should
stops
just-
you at 64
You bought
to
a-
do that kind of memory, to do
You bought a
That-
128? Ooh, that's a big card.
Mine gets.
I don't want to have to.
Mine can do.
I don't want
no
it to
more.
disappear on me. I
Right.
have time to get to it if I forget one night.
Well,
But
just
you also drive more often.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
true. And just the Blackview I have 32 is not big enough. It rolls over pretty quick.
Yeah. It's the direction said at a 64 rolls over like every 5 hours.
Okay.
So I'm guessing I get about 10 out of it.
Yeah.
Well, you can lower the quality just a little bit. That's what's recorded.
Yeah.
Then it'll get you more.
Yeah, that does make sense. So, yeah, make sure it's plugged in and make sure you know how to operate it. So if you need to lock a photo in or whatever, so or a film in, Gabe.
I think they have instructional videos as well if you don't want to read.
Oh wow, that was dripping with sarcasm. Gabe
But
said,
no matter what, a Vantro camera is a great thing to have.
I would have loved to see that. I mean, that sounds terrible. I would have liked to see the footage of that accident because
Yes.
it's very
It's just
rare
interesting.
to see that live, or not live, but it's almost. I mean, how many accidents have you actually seen happen in front of you? Not very many,
Right.
even though they happen all the time. So, all right, I call instead of Facebook questions, I'm calling this Facebook shenanigans. So this is actually from Greg. It says it's a discussion between Lyft and Lyft support. So apparently his background was doing it at the same time as mine was because I was like, I didn't know what was going on. It says, Lyft, your background check is still being processed. Go here to see the status of your background check. Me goes there and sees my background check is completed. Me to Lyft representative. It says my background check is complete. Lyft representative. I see your background check is still being processed. Go here to see the status of your background check. Me to Lyft. It says it's done checking the background. Lyft representative. I see your background check is still being processed. Go here to see the status of your background check. It's in the future effing great. Yeah. I didn't have that issue. I just went to try to go online and it says not approved. So, and it was, I don't know how long. I want to say that it doesn't start it until you go in the app because it says start. And I feel like they don't want to run it because they're like, well, if he's not going to drive again, why would I spend $30?
Yeah.
So who knows how long it's been. I was
Yes.
deactivated until I went into the app.
Yeah,
and
if
it
you
was
had been going on every day, you might have seen it sooner.
yeah, or if it was just if I hadn't gone on for a month, I probably wouldn't even known about it.
Yeah.
So
He did finally get it taken care of today.
yeah, good. Mine eventually I got an email from Checker and then I immediately checked and I was live. So
I got emails from Checker too.
yeah, you get them every other day for your speed.
No, I do not.
Oh.
Actually, I don't think it's Checker that Lyft is using. It's somebody else.
Nope, it's Checker. Lyft just did. I literally got the email from Checker, from Lyft.
Okay.
I want
Then
checkers.
it's Uber that's using another one.
Maybe.
Use two different ones.
I've only had Checker, so whatever.
Okay.
Either way,
They could have changed.
we can fight later about it.
No,
Fist
I
fight.
think no.
Fight to the
I
death.
just know it's two different ones.
Naked mud wrestling.
Oh wow, it's got sexy in here. Next one.
That's because that's what he wants to see.
No, trust me, nobody wants to see that.
Next one. You guys ever rate someone badly because of their smell? Had to drive this dude earlier this morning, and among other things, his body odor was making my eyes water. Rated him 3 stars. Was that too harsh? I mean,
Like, I don't want to be mean about it and rate someone bad, but I also don't want to pick them up again. And that's the only way to go about it.
for Lyft, not for Uber. And
Right,
if you
for
talk
Uber,
to
you have to
Pete,
call.
if you talk to Pete, it don't matter.
I was gonna say we need to talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah, Uber. You have to call or email. I don't know. I'm just like whatever. That guy's got bigger problems, so
Yeah.
I'm just gonna move on. But I don't think I would rate him. I mean, if he did say among other things, so maybe the guy was kind of a
Yes.
dick or whatever. So, but there's nothing worse than not just you getting that. You don't realize it. How did they not realize it when they get in the enclosed space? I mean, I can see if you're out walking around, you don't quite sniff it, but
You don't smell yourself after a while. That's what their house smells like, and you
must
just
be-
don't.
I was gonna say after a while because it's usually like day 4. Like when I don't shower, I'm like.
You go 4 days before showering?
So I have this amazing ability that I can go for almost a week without showering and no deodorant. And I don't have BO.
Oh my.
No, you don't smell your BO.
No, I'll have the kids smell my pits and it doesn't stink.
Well, they live with you. They're used
Poor
to it.
wife.
I know. She won't smell it. She slaps me. I try to get her to, but she's like, you're disgusting.
Oh, wow.
All right, last one. This is a long one. Driven tonight, I pick up. It's kind of a cool story. Or
Driving?
Driven?
Driving tonight.
I mean,
And
we've been-
tonight,
Somebody needs
reading
to ride
with
for
Jason.
I mean, we've been on for a while. We're at like 1:45. This is a long one. Driven. Oh, shit.
Would you like me to read?
No, go for it. It's a long
Okay.
one. Thank you.
Okay, let me put it on me because
Oh.
it's all about me right now.
Hope we have a boogie.
Yeah. Okay. Driving tonight, I pick up a guy I've driven multiple times, maybe 10 or more.
Which is crazy, by the way. 10
yes,
times.
seriously. Typically a good ride from his home to work or back. Approximately 15 to 20 minute ride. $10 plus payout. Not one time have I ever received a tip from the guy. Tonight, I decided to call him out on it. Oh, he's a waiter, so I figure he's aware of gratuity and how it works. He hops in and I asked, so how was your night? He replies, busy. It rained hard and we had a lot of parties come in. Some big parties too. So I said, that sounds like a good night. He replied, yeah, I did really well. So now I've got him. I continued, so you're fully aware of tipping here being in a service position? And he goes, oh yeah. So I finished up with, I know I've driven you to and from work so many times, and you probably aren't aware of this, but you should be. In all the rides I've given you, I am positive that you have never given me a tip. Maybe you feel that it's not needed. Maybe you don't feel like it's a service worth tipping. What do you think? He responded, oh, it definitely is a service. We're kind of in the same business. At which I felt there was no response needed to end that conversation. He tipped tonight.
And then he gave you a 1 star.
Yeah.
Good job reading that, Ben. I never would have got through that.
Nope.
By the way, I did go 3 days this weekend without showering. I just forgot.
Especially after the heat from doing flex.
I know. I did
You're
4.
gross.
I did 4. I did 2 shifts on Friday, 2 shifts on Saturday.
I showered after every finish of the routes.
Damn. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah, that guy, I mean, tipping is such a weird thing. You don't tip your garbage man, but he's providing you a service.
You don't tip your garbage man? I'm kidding.
No.
It's a joke.
I give him a Christmas stuff. I do Christmas stuff.
Do you really?
Yeah, because I want him to take the stuff outside my
Wow.
bin. Yeah, we'll do that for our mail carrier or
We aren't that nice.
yeah. I do like the you can hit him. I do like the when for
I'm just bored.
I never
Keep going.
Good night, and thanks for
Getting
joining
late.
us.
He's having a hard time staying focused.
he does. He's running out of steam. He doesn't have to work tomorrow, so
I'm going. Yeah.
no, I do like in the winter months when they put out like snacks for UPS drivers and flex drivers. I told my wife we were going to do that, but we never did. So that's always kind of nice when you're delivering packages in
Yeah.
this shitty weather and get that. So
Make sure you put fun stuff into the snacks.
Like pot.
like pot.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Lace it with all kinds of fun stuff into.
Right. No,
into
that would
the
not. Can you imagine? You're,
protein bars.
you're eating a brownie and you're like 30 minutes in, you're driving, you're like,
Oh.
oh my gosh, I'm in some deep trouble. right.
Look at that package.
That thing is amazing. Look at it's brown.
Why is it brown?
Yeah, why? Why does the universe make these packages brown? Anyway, so we're all done. Thank you guys so much for
Thanks
just
for
tuning
joining
in.
us.
Yeah, we're looking for more sponsors. So if anyone has a business that wants to, we'll promote it in a good way. I promise. Yes, for
As long as it's not Trip.
yeah. Thanks, Walter. So yeah, that's it. Anything? Anyone has anything else? So we got anything exciting coming up? Nothing.
I think Sam, are you coming back?
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Sam's coming
Sam,
back.
we're back.
Yeah.
So
At least that's what he said yesterday. He may have changed their mind.
Yeah.
already.
well, I did give her authorization to hit you, so that you got to come back for that anyways.
I'm
So
gonna sit over there next time.
yeah, right. All right, guys. Thanks so much.
Sam is scary.
Have a good night.
Okay.
It's always something weird at the end of the podcast.
Bye.
You can kill the stream, Ben, anytime after